Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. And we take about 20 minutes every Monday morning, and we have Monday Morning Quarterback with TeamFYN Sports Director Jason Banks. Jason, are you there this morning?
Here, yes, sir.
How you doing? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I lost you there for just a second, but yeah, I'm good.
Okay, let's start around. We'll gloss right over Sam's game. Sam went to Gilmer. She's over in the. We're just going to have to gloss right over it. But I do want to talk about Gilmer before we leave. Sam said she didn't have any highlights she cared to share. She's just over there filing her fingernail saying, "Nah, I don't have any highlights to share." So anyhow, we're going to gloss over Gilmer. Gilmer lost again. Let me run over real quick. Ridgeland, I think 55-21 over Pickens. And I was at that game, so was RJ. Now, the only reason RJ is not on the show this morning, and I will tell you if he's listening, because yes, I do know the Yankees lost, and yes, I do know I do know the Yankees lost, and I do know the Houston Astros are going on to play the Brooklyn Dodgers. But that being said, the night the Yankees lose, like after last pitch, you don't within 30 seconds send the boss a text message saying "ha ha."
Yeah, I intentionally shut my phone off, man.
So RJ and I will have a discussion Thursday night about how soon I can take ha ha after he picks on my team. No, I love the guy, but yeah, he gave me. I mean, I wasn't even 30 seconds after last pick. RJ Casey's our sports writer down in Pickens County. Great guy. Go to fetchanews.com. Pickens County. Check out RJ's work there for the Dragons. Yeah, not even 30 seconds passed. I got ha ha. So, but I was at that game over at Ridgeland, and Coach Wesley Tankersley, for many of you that don't know, he born and raised in Gilmer County and actually had a very solid career here for the Gilmer County Bobcats. Left about, I think this is season 3 now. Season 3, he's over in Ridgeland with the Ridgeland Panthers. And Friday night, I think this guy, Wesley Tankersley, has the team he's always dreamed of, the team he could go to the distance with, and they're solid, Jason. Yeah. I mean, who knows how far they could go, but I really do believe that they are the team to beat. Well, I'm going to say something that might not be well received within Quad A Region 6, but after watching some of these teams, I don't know if Quad A Region 6 is as strong as I thought. As I've thought it was for the season, throughout the season, because Northwest Whitfield Heritage, good football teams, and Pickens, good football team, but Pickens Dragons only playing one senior on defense. Now they're a great team, and Pickens Dragons are somebody that you better be prepared for next year, okay? Not that their season's over by any means. They lost 55-21. And the 21, Jason, is actually the most points that have been put up against the Panthers this year. The Heritage got 14, and Pickens got in the end zone to score 21. But I will say this: Ridgeland probably has Wesley Tankersley. They will win out. They're 8-0. They're 8-0, and they will win out this season, I think, within the region. And so that'll set. What did you say? They're ranked like number 5.
They were ranked 5th, and then Max Preps bumped them down to 6th, and can't remember the school they put it. Trout County. I may not be pronouncing that right. I didn't grow up here. Troop. Thank you. Yeah, Troop. And they'll pass them again. I mean, I don't even really understand what happened there and why they put them ahead. But
Tank knows how to beat Troop, because I watched him beat Troop one night in the first round. So that's Quad A, and Pickens has. I don't want to call it a give me, because this is my segue. I don't want to call this a give me, because Pickens has a give me Canley against Lafayette Friday night. Lafayette will the Dragons will be at home this Friday night. Pickens Dragons against Lafayette. Lafayette's somewhat a give-me game. They're sitting at the bottom with Gilmer Lafayette. But that's my segue. What happened at Fannin Lumpkin? That's what people are waiting to hear this morning.
Oh, man, let me tell you, Lumpkin couldn't have played a better methodical game against Fannin. They came in, they kicked a field goal. It was a pretty long field goal, maybe 40 yards in the first quarter to get on the board first, near the end of the first quarter. Went up 3-0, and that was the score going in at halftime. The Rebels struggle to run the football, and when they can't run the ball well, then they tend to punt a little bit more than they'd like to. So that basically Lumpkin controlled the clock. They controlled the football. They got several first downs. If they got a penalty and got pushed back, they still managed to get down the field and get another first down. And they scored a touchdown early in the fourth, and you could kind of feel the air being sucked out of the stadium there. And Fannin continued to play hard. But Lumpkin pulls off the win that they've been looking for all season long, 10-0. And now Fannin's got to go take on the Panthers. That should be an interesting game this Friday.
Well, I'm going to wait till Friday to make my call. I didn't hit my upset. I thought I did for a minute until it got updated here. But East Hall played. That looks like the game of the week where East Hall played Dawson 56-48. Dawson won, but that looks like the game. My pick was East Hall was the upset. But Fannin County, let's go back. I mean, I guess I'm just going to put it like this: what's wrong? I mean, it's the only way I know how to say it. What's wrong? I mean, this team's had several years consistency in the coaching. Same head coach for several years, running the program for several years, and sadly enough, Lumpkin was supposed to be a give me, and I hate to put it like that, but do you know where I'm going?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. I know that you're saying the same thing a lot of people say whenever they see a team that should be winning, not coming away with the W's, And I wish I had an answer for you, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They've only scored 10 points offensively in region play. Fannin has.
Yeah, in region play. And Union they had a week off, and they needed the week off. Union had the 3 toughest games of their region right back to back, from East Hall to I think it was East Hall. Was it East Hall and Dawson and
GAC?
Yeah. So
yep.
They had a lot of injuries. They've had a week to recover. So they're traveling up to Union. We'll see, because the Panthers may be ready for these Rebels Friday night. What else do you have? Do you have anything else on this game or anything in the 3A region that you want to talk about?
Well, as far as 3A goes, I definitely want to say that Region 7 is fortunate because they get a week off from GAC this week. GAC finally not playing against anyone this week. North Hall took a beating by GAC. They managed to get 6 points in the fourth quarter there, and they lost 56-6 on Friday night. And North Hall will be playing East Hall this week. And East Hall, you mentioned that East Hall Dawson game. I mean, they were down 7-0, scored 21 in the second quarter, and then East Hall kind of stalled in the third there. It was really looking like, and it did look like you had predicted that game to be an upset. But Dawson pulled that one off. So
I thought it was a game to watch, though. I will say that. I mean, yeah. I'm not like you. You take the easy upsets. Yeah.
Well, I had to because
I take a challenge. Yeah.
I picked the team that I want to win, even though leading with my heart and not with my head there, and then I end up being wrong every week. So I had to go with Ridgeland to get one right for once.
Well, you did, and I was wrong this past week also. Let's go across the state line there. We have a great story. If you go to FetcherNews.com, you go to Cherokee County, North Carolina, we have a great story there with the Murphy Bulldogs, and it sounds like that they had a great – that was a great matchup Tiffany was at. Tiffany, our sideline reporter over there, and Murphy, that sounds like the game that we all should have went to, Swain over the Murphy Bulldogs.
Yep.
Jason.
You hear me?
No, I lost you there for a minute. Swain over the Murphy Bulldogs.
Yeah, yep. Swain pulled off a 2-point win there. I think Murphy made a lot of mistakes in that game. If I remember right, it was something like 140 yards and penalties. Maybe more than that. No, 131 yards and penalties. They had 14 penalties, so that hurts bad. And then you got a fumble that was picked up by a Murphy Bulldog and ran the opposite direction. He tried to score in the wrong end zone, so he was actually tackled by his own player. That set up a 4th and 72. So I don't know how, a 2-point game.
Wait a minute. I know somebody's got to have that highlight.
I think that Tiffany recorded it. So hopefully we'll get a chance to
wrong way.
Picked up a fumble, disoriented, just hyped up, excited, adrenaline pumping. He's running. His own guy had to run him down. So.
Well, he's like a pilot. He didn't know if he was flying upside down. So
yeah, seriously.
when he landed, he didn't know which direction he landed, and he just took off running.
We've all been there. I mean, I caught a rebound in high school and scored in the wrong basket and cheered.
What's this we?
Oh, well, maybe you've never been there.
Never done it.
We've all seen it. How about that? So Swain pulls off the win, and that puts them second in that Smoky Mountain 1A standings. Of course, Cherokee's still undefeated, 9-0 right now. 4-0 in region play. Murphy, still a very good football team. Still expect to see them play in the postseason, and they still are a good enough team to possibly go all the way. Take the mistakes out, and they probably would have won this week.
Well, it's what are we playing for? Let's go back real quick and let's tell the fans out there. Mathematically, Fannin County's out. Period.
Yeah, they're out.
All right, they're out. Mathematically, Fannin County's out, so the fans should know that this will be Jason, our focus here is at TeamFYNSports. We always tell you that TeamFYNSports always highlighting and promoting young athletes in a positive way. But the reality is the coaches are getting paid to do the job. Now, I just got to call that out. You with me?
I agree. Yep.
And so every once in a while, we just got to call it. We'll see what happens with Fannin and Union, and then if you look into remember Pavo told me they could count. You remember that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of painful words to kind of reflect on after losing, several in a row.
No, I'm not being negative, but he told me he could count, right? And the guys could count. So I said, you got to win out. And they said they could count. So they could count this morning, right, Jason?
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Hey, I didn't say that, right? Why am I the bad guy?
Okay. Hey, speaking of Pavo, though, he is a good coach, and he was inducted into the Maryville College Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. 15 years, weekend. Right?
Yeah, 15 years as an assistant coach there. And, incredible. His resume is awesome.
Yeah, I want to highlight that on the show Wednesday night. He was inducted. They have Union and East Hall. They'll be lucky to win 1 out of 2 of those if they do. And this will be another season that they're not going to go to postseason. That's just all there is to it. I do think Union has to win out. I'm not for sure where they stand. They might have to win out. And Pickens may have to win out. But let's go to Gilmer. Season's over. But season's been over since the first snap of the year, but we haven't called that. Do you understand where I'm going with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say this, Brian. Gilmer, it's hard every week. It's hard for the coaches. It's hard for the players that are getting up every morning and they wear that jersey, and they own that, and then we got to cover it, and we got to talk about it in a positive way because they're working hard. But if they're feeling frustrated in Gilmer, I would say if you want to look at a team as someone to kind of give you a little hope, take a look at White County, because they were 1-9 last year and they got a shot at the playoffs this year. Right now they're 5-2. So.
Yes, and they were 1-9 last year. And Gilmer needs to stop and think that Gilmer needs to stop and think, you know what, we have a Wesley Tankersley's over there at Ridgeland, and Gilmer was 0-10 his first season. So, you know, that's not the first 0-10 season, and I think where I want to go with that is I think Gilmer has to keep Casey Wingard. Not have to, but they need to. I think they need to keep Casey Wingard. They need to accept what happened this season. They need to accept. I'm going to call these words. I don't care. I'm going to call them. They need to accept when in the coaching circles of Georgia high school football, they're poison. There's nobody seeing job openings in Gilmer and saying, "Man, I wish I could go there." It's just the truth is what it is, and sometimes the truth hurts. So Gilmer has to just suck it up, say this is what happened. We're recovering from our poor decisions 2 years ago. Okay, that's just it. They're poor decisions, not Casey Wingard's. You follow me?
Yep.
Their poor decisions. All right. So. We're going to talk to Casey not about that as firmly as maybe I am this morning, tomorrow night. But you with me on that? Yeah.
Are
you afraid to go with me, Jason? Are you afraid to get on that with me?
No, not at all. No, I mean.
Are you the guy standing over there pointing? It's him.
Yeah, it's him, not me, right? No, I'm with you. I agree completely. I think there was some mistakes made, and we got to pay for that. Unfortunately, the kids got to pay for it.
The Pickens Dragons has Lafayette, and they're going to be Lafayette, and that'll be at home this Friday night. And then they have Heritage, and that's the one. And I'm pretty sure they have to win out. They have to beat both of these teams to go to the next round. Jason, you got anything else before we close around any of the regions? Any player highlights or anybody you want to discuss? Anything before we close, bud?
Player highlight, we didn't when we were talking about Murphy, I didn't mention it, but shout out to Caitlin Jones, their female kicker. I'd like to see the stats because I don't think she's missed a PAT all season. She was money on Friday, so pretty cool.
Okay, and I'd like to find out the kid that tackled his own player to save the day. I'll have to talk to Tiffany about that.
Player of the game.
Yeah, that's the player of the game. The guy said, no, you're going the wrong way. Hey, I'm your host, BKP, and we've had Jason Banks. Jason Banks is the director of Team FYN Sports every Friday night. Go to Team FYN Sports. Go to your county, Gilmer, Pickens, Fannin, Union, any of the counties out there. Check them out. Cherokee County, North Carolina. Many of our sports writers, Jason goes over that, tries to get all the highlights up, all the video. We tweet out every Friday night. And so, Jason, you've got 2 more Fannin games you got to watch there. And I've got a couple more. I've got to pick where my Friday night will be in the next 2 weeks. I know this. I might travel down and watch Heritage on 11-3 play Pickens. I'm not for sure.
Be a good game. Yeah.
Jason, you have a nice day. I'll get up with you a little later. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Jason Banks, Monday morning quarterback, Team FYN Sports. Follow us on our Facebook page, Team FYN Sports. Find our Facebook page, Team FYN Sports, okay? Find us there. And then also follow us on Twitter at Team FYN Sports. We'll take a break. Come back. I'm your puppet. And then we're going to talk about Steve Bannon. Are you a Republican? I'm just wondering. Just wondering. Take us a break.